Remember when I fell asleep on the ground in minus 22, 25 or something like that and just woke up? Wrong decision. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Survival Russia. As you can see, we are at the campsite. I have been digging out an old desk standing which fell over. So we're gonna do some camping, but today we're gonna take a look at a very extremely early Les Stroud or Survivorman winter survival kit, which is very funky. I don't mean to pick on him or anything like that, but this is stuff what happens when big commercial television and so on is involved in stuff. So let's dig into his survival kit and just a funky short video. Alright guys, so what happened was that I was sitting and watching some YouTube videos and of course got recommended, not of course, but I got recommended one of Les Stroud's very oldest videos. I think it was the second or the first, and it's called the Pilot Series. It's something that he's uploading. Has been uploading not that long ago actually, but he's presenting a survival kit. And now I'm not really a stranger to cold weather and winter survival and so on, right? So I was looking at this kit he pulled out and it's like, to me I could immediately see that it was set up to make a television show, right? Why is that? Let's take a look at the kit he brought with him. The kit in mention is in this little pouch here, and there's a lot of room to spare. There's even a roll of toilet paper and so on down here. So let's get it out and let's go over the items. I'm not gonna make it too long, too tedious. But before we start, you should definitely head over to the real reporter, my buddy there, Konstantin. I'll be a link up here because he'd been up here a few weeks ago. We made a video on the update to his first video from up here and so on. So if you want to see a little bit about how life is going on here in the shops and fuel prices and so on, head up here to Konstantin. There'll be a link up here, most likely in the description as well. And check out the new video from this region here, a follow-up from 6 months ago. So the first item on his list, because he had his kit in a metal can, a coffee can, quite big actually. There was room to spare in that can, but what he said was cordage. Very important for survival and tra-la-la-la-la. There's difference between winter survival, summer survival, and with terrain and with place on earth you are and so on. But let's forget about that. But anyway, cordage, very important. I always have some cordage in my backpack and so on. So we put the cordage there. He's also talking about setting up this kit here specifically for winter and so on and so on and so on. Flares. We have flares here. I have shown them to you guys many times. It's just a little pencil flare gun. Here the hunters are using them. Back in Denmark we use them on the boats and so on sea. But you just screw on this little cap here, fire it, and it sort of like gives a little bit of a bang. And this is a red one, right? You can get red, green, and yellow. Possibly others. You can get bear bangers as well and stuff like that. But the flare, we have a flare. Not a bad choice. But what was a little bit funky is also like how he was ending up. Like, how do we end up out here with absolutely nothing? No snowmobile. No, yeah, he had the snowshoes and so on. It's just like, how do you end up in a place like this without anything else really than an axe and a little metal can with survival items? I don't really get it. It's a little bit weird. Hand warmers. He had a package of hand warmers. We have a package of hand warmers, thanks to a viewer subscriber. We put it over here. Take a look at it afterwards. Whistle. Now this is my son's whistle because my kids, they have my survival whistle actually. That's how it goes when you have kids. One thing you can say that I had a little bit of a problem with in this is that he's sort of like talking as an instructor in this video and trying to give advice and so on in this video. And the advice he's giving actually not that it's not really wrong or anything like that, but he's just not giving the full advice. But if he gave the full advice and if he did the full Monty as I would have done it, there wouldn't have been any edge on this video, or wouldn't have been that interesting, and so on, so on. So they had to fake it, basically. Then he had a flint and ferro rod thingy. Not like this one here, but you know, the classic square ones, a magnesium block with a ferro rod. This is also just a magnesium block with a ferro rod. They're good. The magnesium can be very, very useful if you know how to use it and so on. He had an orange garbage bag with him, big orange garbage bag. I don't have an orange garbage bag, but that's what he had. Fishing kit. He had a fishing kit, and that's when he said that it's important that you set up your kits for winter specifically. So we have a fishing kit here. I am not gonna open it, but trust me, there are fishing line and lures and all sorts of stuff, sinkers and this and that, in this little fishing kit. Some of you guys have seen it before. On top of all that, he had a full-size axe. No saw, no nothing, but he had a full-size axe. So, as I said, as a little bit funky, you end up in the middle of nowhere, far away in extreme cold, like it was between -17 and -37. As I said, -37, that is not funny. It's just been like -42, 45 here. That is for quite an extended period of time. That's why I've not been making any outdoors videos, because it's too cold. But why not bring a Silky saw? And then a small axe, maybe. This is much lighter, and you can cut all this firewood here that we have here with this guy, no problem. And it was available 20 years ago as well, because Silky have made these saws here. Not these exactly saw here, of course, but Silky have made these saws here for more than 100 years by now. And I've seen the Siberian natives. How do they make a small saw? They just take a normal saw, they cut it down like this and put a handle on. So we just have the end of the regular Fuchswanz. That's how they make it. He also mentions or shows a signal mirror. I don't have a signal mirror with me today. It's also in possession of some of the kids. Where it is, I don't really know, but I rarely bring. But the mirror is a good thing. You can see if you have some thing in your eye, if you need to remove something, debris or something like that. So not a bad thing at all. So there's nothing wrong with the kit as such. But what would be wrong with bringing some dry soup, for example? A package of this is for 4 persons, or 4 portions, it says. You guys know these. What would be wrong about bringing 3 of them? There was definitely room for it in the coffee can. It was like a big coffee can. There was lots of room to spare. So why not? I mean, this you could live off for days. And he was supposedly been there for 7 days. I didn't even see him eat anything because he failed at fishing, and so he said anyway. That must have been really, really, really bad. What would have prevented him from bringing a can of stew, for example? Why not? Pig stew. There's lots of fats in this stuff here. I mean, even just one of these and one of these would be food for days. Days, seriously. Unless you, of course, eat everything on the first day, but it doesn't make sense, because as I always say, in a survival situation, your most important tool is in here, is your brain, and especially in the cold weather, and especially in extreme cold, you need water and you need food. That is for dang sure, otherwise you are poised to make the wrong decisions, that is for sure. I have tried that. Remember when I fell asleep on the ground in -22, 25 or something like that, and just woke up? Wrong decision. Why not just add a little bit of dried soup, or even just a block of bacon, raw bacon? Why not? And you will not have the big problem of not having anything to eat. But of course, television is evolved, and then everything goes haywire, right? So I think just what I had a little bit of a problem with this, not with him personally or anything like that. It's just like, you know, you sound like you're giving advice and being an instructor and so on. but at the end of the day, it was really bad advice. So guys, just a little small video from me about this funky survival kit and how television and commercial interests influence what people think about what survival is and so on, because many people say, hey, if you have equipment and so on, it's not survival and so on. I completely disagree with that. Try and survive out here where Les was in -37, and you have equipment, you have mittens and native fur boots and so on, with sea hat of course as well. It's survival, trust me. So guys, please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the channel and all that good stuff. Until next time, get out, train, get done, do something awesome. Weather's awesome. See you in the next video, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Good to see you all again.